Lansing, it is a new fiscal year. There is a new budget and there will be no government shutdown.
But the battle over the budget may be about to explode. News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is back from Lansing with details now. Rick.
Yep, emotions are running high in Lansing in rather a remarkable turn of events. The governor used the administrative board that we told you about last night to go beyond just a line item veto.
The actions today should not be a surprise to anyone in this town. I told them if they refuse to negotiate, I'll have to use my executive authority, and that's exactly what I've done.
What the governor did was slash $1 billion worth of spending with 147 line item vetoes and rearranged another $700 million worth of spending in bills sent from the legislature that she called a mess.
And I do not relish using these powers, but they were absolutely necessary because the budgets they sent were fatally flawed.
Flawed or not, the governor says she wants to get back to the table, as she calls it, and talk with legislators.
And there are still big issues that we need to address. That's why I'm working to begin the formal process of a supplemental.
Supplemental, as in supplemental spending bill. Now that the governor has stripped some of the Republican-controlled legislature's priorities, she wants to negotiate how to spend that money. Again, but the budget has already been signed. There's a spending plan in place for the next 364 days. There is no government shutdown threat. There is no timeline in getting a supplemental done, so there really isn't any urgency to spend that money, is there?
You saw us pass a bipartisan budget and the governor sign every single one of those budgets. We're in no rush to figure out what to do with the additional $1 billion that the governor cut.
And that sets up a very interesting situation for legislators. The $1 million the governor vetoed cannot be spent without legislative action, but there's no requirement that they spend that money at all. Now, while it would appear to go against the nature of most government bodies not to spend the money, it also doesn't have to be done immediately. Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey said in a release, quote, "We are in no rush to participate in the governor's tug of war."
All right.
So that's where they left it.
If it's a tug of war, Rick, did the GOP just let go of the rope?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what happens next, but, and I don't think this will happen, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it, if they simply said, well, as a general matter, we talk about smaller government, so we're not going to spend that $1 billion. I don't think that'll happen because some of the priorities that they wanted were defunded in this, and I think that'll be part of the negotiation. But it's not something that has to be done quickly because we've got a budget for the next 364 days.
All right. Rick Albin, thank you.
Okay, we'll follow it, Rick. Thank you.